Mike, is there a psychological challenge facing a team that's eliminated your club the last 2 years?
I think at playoff time there might be a little bit. I think during the regular season, it's a regular season game. Not all games are, as an individual, perceived equal. Some games you're more excited for than others. Obviously, when you've played them 2 years in a row in the playoffs, you know a lot about them. They know a lot about you. You want to see where you're at. They want the same. We play them twice here in 3 days, I guess, right? So 3 days or 4 days or whatever it is. And so, it's a good opportunity for us.
How do you feel like CC and Riley have been working together the last 8 games?
Well, I just think at the start it was like all. You got to remember, lots of our things are new, especially on the back end, and so as they get up to speed, I think it's gotten better and better. I thought Cease was real good in his last couple of games here, really good. We spent a lot of time on nuances yesterday at practice. He's still getting dialed in a lot. That'd be no different than Muzz and Bear. They just haven't been around. In previous years, we had guys who've been here 2 and 3, 4 years. It's way easier. That's just the reality of having lots of turnover. But I think they're embracing it, and it's been fun, and they're good guys and good players.
How do you feel about Nylander's season thus far?
Well, he's like all of us. We all want more, and yet I think Willie would tell you he's feeling way better than he was at this time last year. I think he was on some beach in Sweden or something last year at this time. So just being in the rink's a real step in the right direction, I'd say.
What can you bring to that top power play unit?
Well, he's going to be the guy in the middle. Ideally we'd like a left shot there, but we just felt that this is the best opportunity for him. We'll let Spez go in his spot on the other side and see if we can make that work as well. So we're going to see. I know we played man on the middle there at the World Championships. There's way more space, and it's a different kind of program on that size of rink, but that guy's got to be there to break down all the pressure all the time. You got to be dialed in, really competitive, heavy stick, so there's a challenge for him there.
Mike, they're obviously 2 different programs. Is there anything from the way the Bruins kind of go about their business that you'd like to incorporate into how you guys?
Well, what we try to do, is you always try to evaluate all the programs and everyone who's doing the best things and try to steal it from everywhere. And it doesn't matter what walk of life or what business. If they're doing something better than you, I call R&D Robin Do. You try to gather information from them. They've been building their program for a long time. Chera's been there and Bergeron's been there. We like to steal those guys. Okay, we like to, to have a guy like Berger who's been won everywhere he's ever been, leading kind of the charge, and the same on the back. I think those are important things that you have, and so we've really tried to create a culture here over 4 years that's based around winning. We've gone from not winning at all to winning all the time and expecting to win and everybody wanting more. That's part of what we've done, but there's no question you want something from everybody. Anybody who's doing things better than you want it.
Mike, back to Riley and CC for a sec. How have you found Morgan's adjustment coming from Hainsey for a couple of years?
Well, the other thing about it is he never played against the number 1 matchup all the time like he is now. So it's a way different program. There's a big difference between playing against. That's the problem with some of these measures we do. We don't measure them equally, and so it's a totally different program when you're playing in that group.
Mike, their top line has accounted for half their scoring. Do you want to go this last change? Do you want to go power on power, or do you want a more shutdown situation?
Yeah, I know we spent a lot of time on that over the last couple of days. If you go through it in detail, what you find out is that Bergeron's line starts on those zone faceoffs all the time. So that would mean that I'm always starting my guys in D zone. So that doesn't do me any good. But in the other situations, I like it a lot. In that situation, I don't. They do the same thing with Crowley there, is they start his line, Wagner on one side, Crowley on the other, so they take some of the workload off him. Now, that doesn't mean Berger can't go out there and take these own face-offs. So what they're trying to do is create advantage for those guys. We're going to try to do the same for Matthews.
Curious to see how the fourth line will handle that assignment?
Well, I think the fourth line's been, like, if you go through everything that's going on our program, the fourth line's like steady on the rudder every night. They just seem to do their job. So I spend less time worrying about them than everything else.
Do you have any update on Dermot Hyman?
Yes. They're antsy to get going. I talked to Himes for quite a while this morning. He was having a breakfast the same time I was, so kind of got the whole update on him. He's going in the right direction. I don't think any of it happens as quick as you want it to.